Alright everybody, today is the day. We're going to start off on the hard part, and that's cutting into the chassis of this RX-8. And what we need to do is we need to cut into the firewall, and we need to cut into the subframe that's holding the power steering, because that is the part where we need to fit our oil pan along with the back of our engine, because the engine is going to sit further back in the RX-8 and a little higher than the normal engine does anyways. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that it can fit both back and below, because there's a little bit of a nip or a nudge or an edge on the oil pan for the K-Series that needs to be cut so that we can make everything fit. And so we're going to do some hammering, we're going to do some cutting, but always remember, people, you got to be safe. Make sure you have some sort of goggles, or like for me, I have a face mask and some gloves, because there are going to be some sparks flying. Definitely wear some pants while you're doing this. So always think safety first, people. And let's get into it. Here's the subframe that we're going to be cutting into. So what I have to do first is I need to detach the power steering so that I don't cut that at all. And you see where I'm going to be cutting, I've already laid out the line with some blue painter's tape. I have to cut into this little outlet here, and I got to cut down and then halfway down to here, sorry, bad angle, and then cut up this way. And then up here, I'm still laying out the tape, but I'm going to be cutting off here, and then maybe cutting a little bit here too, so that I'm going to be hammering this in backwards about maybe an inch and a half or a half inch, and then I'm going to hammer that way a little bit just to make some space for the whole engine to fit. And so the next thing you're going to be seeing is probably me cutting. So let's go. And now, a small break from the action. So, we're going to take a small break here, a little intermission, just to do some future things that will help us out when we finally get this in there. So right now, I'm going to take off a timing tensioner plate, a little small thing that's on the front of the engine, to prepare for a connection for my turbo. So instead of having a baffle put onto the oil pan, which I don't know how to weld, and I'm not going to try and pay someone for it, because like, why not do that when I could do a much cheaper option, which is just connect a little adapter plate in place of where something was that's not even being used to oil cool my turbo. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So this little plate here is exactly what I'm talking about. This is a little tensioner plate that can be easily removed to put a little adapter on here so that I can hook up the oil to my turbo to help it cool. And this, thanks to K-Power Industries, is my little adapter plate that's going to take its place. And luckily, it's really simple and easy because all it requires is this little gasket here and then these little screws, and that's really it. Now, so I'm probably going to come back to this to add some Honda Bond to kind of help with the sealing, really make sure there's no leak or whatsoever, just to be cautious. But that'll be for a later video, just a really short one, or for anything that I'm going to do really quick. Now back to the show. So this is where the hammer is going to start. I've gotten through, now I'm starting to hit stuff that's kind of like this. Oh, you can't see that. Kind of like this, which is just the fire resistant retardant material. It's kind of supposed to be protected from fire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hammer this in, and then I'm going to hammer this up, and then I'm going to hammer that in, and then I think we're in business. So that's it for today, guys. That's all I got to do for now. We still got a little more cutting to do, but we did cut through the subframe, we cut through the chassis. We still got to cut the ABS module's platform off so that we can get some clearance on the right side. I'm facing towards the car right now, so in the engine bay, the right side is where the ABS module is, and we have all the clearance on the left side, and that's fine. But we still gotta mess with the steering column, along with putting on the bracket spacers for the power steering, and that's pretty much it. And soon we can slap that baby in this car and we can probably get closer to first drive. Still gotta lay some oil cooler lines, intercooler, and all that other good stuff. But until next time, it's been your boy Kid Wakanda, and I'll catch you guys next.